Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, recently released an explosive one. He said that Aisha Buhari, the wife of Jubril al-Sudani, or the late Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired the president of Nigeria, and the rest of the cabals, the goons, will end up in jail. Now, a body of northern and southern organizations, Peace Accord Forum, PAF, has dismissed comments credited to Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, about the First Lady, Aisha Buhari. The outspoken Biafra agitator was quoted as saying that they have been fooling their fellow Nigerians, and I am certain Aisha Buhari and a gang will end up in jail. In its reaction Thursday night by the national coordinator, Ambrose Omorodion, PAF mocked the pronouncement and declared that Nnamdi Kanu is dead and buried. IPOB knows its grave. The coalition, in a strongly worded statement, noted the delusional mind of Nnamdi Kanu, impostor, or whoever uses a social media account in recent days seems to be an overdrive gear. We appeal to gullible minds to seek light or remain in IPOB's darkness and captivity forever. PAF said the IPOB's several attempts to prove to the world that their so-called supreme leader is not dead have been futile, hence the verbal attacks on anyone and everyone. They said, we wish to state that baseless allegations can only come from deceptive and unsound humans, bigots and riffraffs. The late Nnamdi Kanu was nothing but a common criminal, a proscribed terrorist, a fugitive of law, and a coward. It is cheering that the majority of Southeasterners are not like him or his adherents. The statement reads, individuals using Nnamdi Kanu's name should be informed that their game is up, and we urge them to join the leader in his danse macabre. We will no longer watch as they continue to dish out gibberish to the public via tweets, broadcasts, press statements, or interviews. All forms of fabrications will now be replied to accordingly. Indeed, we are wholly amazed that people are dropping Nnamdi Kanu's name on a daily basis. These people have chosen the path of hatred and stupidity. Their sentiments never allowed them to think properly. They need fervent prayers, sacrifices to the gods, or both. Whichever way will break their bondage is urgently needed. Don't they breathe properly unless someone is condemned? In the last few years, the late Nnamdi Kanu and his sympathizers have carried on as if they have the monopoly of insults and falsehood. We are happy to announce that the joy ride is over. It is fire for fire. Henceforth, the good people of Nigeria want a break from IPOB inanity. The deceased Nnamdi Kanu and his charlatans have carelessly attacked President Buhari, his family, federal and state governments. All for what? This is 2020. The era of achieving independence through constant vituperations are gone. Government can be criticized. However, it must be based on verifiable proof, facts and figures. First, they claimed the president was dead. Now, the nitwit insist he is not the one in Aso Rock. We are happy that Nigerians have since overlooked their gullibility. Nnamdi Kanu's apologists lack basic intelligence. This has been the greatest hindrance to their ability to pause, seek knowledge, and try to assimilate what they are told. Mrs. Aisha Buhari is contributing to humanity through donations, several acts of kindness, fighting for the well-being of the society, particularly women and children. Even before the COVID-19 crisis, these women minds our business. Simpletons say trash, do not have to like her. They only need to seek divine intervention in order to return to their senses. Of course, Nigeria is not where it should be. Notwithstanding, authorities are not resting in ensuring that the lives of all citizens get better. IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, should swallow and digest the fact that Nigeria is not a zoo. There might be some issues, same as many countries worldwide, but Africa's biggest nation is strong, united, forging ahead and will never break. To this end, those who listen to the ghost of Nnamdi Kanu should give up the gimmicks. Those who go to his grave because before they tweet and issue press release, stop the lies. It is miserable that IPOB and their congregation have elevated ignorance to a professional level. Since they have refused to stop moving mad, PAF will cleanse their lunacy. We have observed that the busy bodies that were around Nnamdi Kanu in his lifetime got enough peanuts to keep his foolishness alive. They are probably still being funded anyway. We officially welcome them to the shouting bout they long started and would like to assure them that in this war of propaganda, IPOB will not win. PAF now fully in the battle. Well, you see, when you see statements and you see people speak, tweet, I don't know who has paid this body of northern and southern organizations, which part of the south, which part of the north. I don't know. They say they call themselves Peace Accord Forum, PAF. Who paid them? Who are this group of people? Are they blind to what is happening in Nigeria? Are they blind to how things are not working in the right direction? In what we have in Nigeria, with all the resources that we have, coupled with government and monarchs and some other religious leaders joining hands together, forces together to keep on oppressing their people. Look at what's happening in the north. Boko Haram is there. It's like a never-ending fight. If Chad did not take up the mandate to crush Boko Haram to the point that they are, Nigeria will be there acting like they are disabled and they will not be able to fight and crush Boko Haram. Why? Because terrorism is a business for them in the north. Majority of the people that are involved in this are northerners, while they have certain few southerners that are in the military, not politicians, in the military that are also involved in this, because it's a way of making money. Why? Every year there is an allocation, and if terrorism goes, what else? They do not have money, and lives are being lost. Foot soldiers are dying because somebody there is making money. Anyway, so back to this. When you hear people speak and they come up with some demagogues or come up with some narrative, you will wonder, where is this coming from? These people must be living in oblivion, or they must be living in Pluto or somewhere. They are not on Earth. They are not in Nigeria to see Amajiris on the street. They say they are coalition of the North. If this group are taking all efforts, PAF or what they call themselves, if they're taking all efforts to deal with the system in the North, the Amajiri system in the North, probably their eyes will be open. But definitely you know what it is. Somebody out there has paid them. Or somebody has decided to take this up, hoping that he or she will be paid. And they call themselves Body of Northern and Southern Organizations. What organization is this? PAF Forum, Peace Accord Forum. If they really have peace, according to their name, if they really have peace inside of them, which I don't believe they do, the first thing they will do is to deal with the North. What is happening in the North? They will deal with the kidnapping. They will deal with a lot of issues that is happening right there. They will begin to ask their grandmother if their grandmother receives any social assistance. They will begin to ask themselves if they were even paid any of this. They should begin to ask themselves if palliatives went around during this lockdown. What kind of peace is this? If they want to put peace down, they should go to Sambisa Forest so that they can make sure that there is peace in the North. They are talking about peace. So they believe that what they need to do is to target and attack somebody that is simply asking, look, we are tired of this. We want a break. Go and mind your peace in the North. Mind your peace in the North. We are tired of this. Now, according to the, from the name that I read here, Ambrose Omorodion, I would think that that's the national coordinator of this group, Ambrose Omorodion. This person is from Edo State, from that name. This person is from Edo State. So it shows to you that there are a lot of complex issues out there. There are a lot of complex issues. This one is Ambrose Omorodion, probably a politician, probably paid. I don't know. So he said Nnamdi Kanu is dead and buried. Just exactly how Nnamdi Kanu said Buhari is dead and buried, and we have an imposter. Either this is a conspiracy theory, either he said it's a talk coming from a delusional mind. There is something that I always keep repeating that is a fact. The fact is that things are not working in Nigeria. It's like a man that has billions of money or food, a man that has a storehouse of food, begging for food on the street. That's how the citizens are. Maybe few people out there might say, no, what are you saying? Are you talking as if all Nigerians are suffering? I have this, I've acquired this, I have this. But what you need to understand is that apart from that capitalistic way of thinking, where everyone can hustle for themselves and have, yeah, it's okay. What you need to understand is that there is something that your nation needs to give back to you. That's just it. And how? What are these things? Palliatives during this lockdown. Everyone is supposed to have a certain amount of money in his account. They don't have to start acting like they lack the understanding. Why? They've decided to make sure there is no database, reliable database, ID card. If there are a lot of things, I've said it in several videos. In this lockdown, can we take a moment to reason? Do not say yes, we know that's what they are. Begin to ask yourself and say, wait, am I a vagabond? Am I a bastard? What am I? Am I a citizen of this contraption called Nigeria? What is really going on with me? There are things that I require. Should I keep reasoning in a very empty manner? Like a mediocre? Why should Nigeria stay as one? I am not interested in anybody preaching one Nigeria. That's just it. I am not interested in anybody preaching one Nigeria because it is useless. It is not functioning. There is no way Nigeria can function the way it is. It's only good for criminals. That's why it's difficult to speak to an average Nigerian, typical Nigerian. Do you know why? I'll keep telling you. An average Nigerian, typical Nigerian is only waiting for his own opportunity, if it will ever come, to step into that position to steal, kill, and to destroy. Nothing more. I'm not painting Nigerians bad. I'm saying typical Nigerians. We have the exceptional ones. They are different. I understand that there's going to be ethnic issues. Even when Nigeria breaks into pieces, people are going to have ethnic issues. That's why I keep preaching every day. Aside the break, let us look at corruption. And with the structure as it is right now, there's no amount of restructuring because you cannot restructure Nigeria. How can you restructure a broken down building? With the manner at which things are done at the moment, there is no way forward. Nigeria cannot be better unless a drastic step is taken. And what is this drastic step? To break the country so people can mind and manage themselves. And if they decide, no, we don't want to break, we want to remain this way, then they have to have a decentralized government. They need a decentralized government, not what we have right now. Each region, if the region is going to break into multiple regions, will have the autonomy to manage themselves. Maybe if there is a common enemy, they might decide amongst themselves when they sit down to talk, do we release soldiers from your own end and your own end for us to fight this common enemy? If there is a disaster somewhere, they sit amongst themselves again. Do you think we should support and help that person? Yes or no? Just like how the European Union works. That is how that's just the closest, if they are not totally breaking. I don't even like the name Nigeria. And if they are going to do that, the name Nigeria must change. What is Nigeria? What does it mean? They say Niger area. That is the meaning. Some people say it is Niger area. But whatever it is, they need a change of name. They need a total 100% decentralized government.